What's up, guys? How are you? Happy Monday. Welcome into another episode of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all of my socials at Sports Talk Matt, and we are back after a winning Sunday, not a winning week. We needed to get that teaser in for us to be able to get a winning week. By my count, we were down 0.3 units, so pretty much flat. Dolphins get there for us. Giants get there for us. The Broncos and the Chiefs get there for us. We pushed on the Bucks. That was a bummer last-second touchdown there for the Bills. And then the Vikings, the Hard Rock play of the day, the only bet we got wrong yesterday. Somebody sent me a note on X, which is pretty funny. They said, the second you said you were 3-0 for the Hard Rock bet of the day, I was betting against that. And, only bet I got wrong yesterday was that. So 3-1 in one day, up 1.9 units. So by my math, that puts us down 0.3, but I've been bad at math before, so maybe I'm missing something, and maybe that's not the correct math, but pretty much a flat week for us last week. So we start a new week here, and we're still slightly down for the month of November. So let's see if we can have a winning week here and get ourselves, because the Thanksgiving week is going to be all over the place. I'm traveling, like you're traveling. It's going to be crazy for Thanksgiving week, so we'll see. But one quick thing on last night with the Eagles and the Lions and the Dolphin game in Madrid. You can make a case that the pass interference call that was made in the game against the Dolphins, which really kept that game from getting away and becoming a pretty easy win for the Dolphins, because late in the game, there was a pass interference call, if you missed it, that was just atrocious against the Dolphins. That was bad enough because it's overseas. Maybe, okay, you can make excuses. What do you say about the game ending on a pass interference call in Philadelphia with the Eagles and the Lions playing on the number one television show that we have in America, Sunday Night Football? I don't understand how that happens. And I'm going to talk more about this coming up on BVB later on today. So if you want the full-throated rant, go watch BVB, because I'll get into this. But it's time for the NFL to do what the ACC has done, which is basically have an operating system, an operating group of referees that can help the on-the-field referee, and the fans get to watch and listen. Because given the gambling scandals we have had over the last 3 years, given the questions that people have, I don't know how the NFL, the NBA, the NHL, anybody, I don't know how they get away without having complete and total transparency and having somebody who can overrule anyone for making a horrific call. I'm not talking about a ticky-tack call that might go one way or the other. I'm talking about game-changing, game-altering, horrific calls. We want everything correct in sports, right? We want the home run calls correct. Balls and strikes now will become robotic, challenging, coming to Major League Baseball. We want referees to be able to call onsides in the NHL correctly. We can wind the tape back 15 minutes if we have to see if somebody was offsides or not, right? We're doing all... The NFL has to get on board here, okay? It's now time. And there's a thumb up. It's now time. The NFL, it's too much money. It's too big. And these guys stink. They stink. Like, straight up, they stink, okay? They make up calls, and they allow one guy to alter millions and millions and millions of dollars. If the NFL is going to send these memos to the sports books about, hey, you can't let one guy, you can't have a market that's going to have one guy alter a bet or alter a market. How about the one referee throwing a flag when it was not pass interference? Alter the whole game. I'm not saying the Lions win the game. It robbed them of a chance to do so, though. It made sure the Eagles won and covered, right? What's the thing that had to happen? Eagles won and covered. They're in Philly. Just saying. I'm not accusing anybody of anything except the NFL needs another layer. We need another layer of transparency and accountability for these referees, because it's not working. It is not working. Awful call. And I had no money on it. Zero. I didn't have a single dollar on it. Horrible, horrible call. All right, guys, tonight, Cowboys and the Raiders. Monday Night Football here in Vegas. Toughest ticket of the season to go and get into Allegiant Stadium coming up here for tonight. There are so many Cowboy fans in town. Whew, this is a big, big football game. But if you're watching from home and you want to have something on it from a prop bet perspective, check out the prop bet cheat sheet. You guys can get involved with it right now. It is the place to go find NFL prop bet information, best value plays every day on the prop bet cheat sheet. You get daily prop value rankings based on projections. You can find the best props in all major passing, rushing, and receiving stat categories. And through week 10, the 5-star plays in the prop bet cheat sheet had a 57% win rate, and we're up 88 units. 88 units using the prop bet cheat sheet. Go check it out now at bettingpros.com/props. That's bettingpros.com/props or on the Betting Pros app. All right, let's talk about tonight with the Cowboys and the Raiders. I have no idea why anyone is betting the Raiders. I don't understand. I got 3 last night. I told you before, I'm going to alt bet this too. I'm going to lay 6 points. I may even lay 6.5 points on the Cowboys tonight. Dak Prescott as a favorite on Monday night doesn't lose. Overall in his career, Dak Prescott in night games is 29-16-1 straight up. He's 26-19-1 against the spread. Dak as a favorite in night games is 18-12-1 against the number and 25-6 straight up. Since the start of the 2020 season, Dak Prescott as a favorite in night games is 13-1 straight up. Look, I don't think the point spread comes into play here, to be quite honest. Sometimes the point spread will. Either the Raiders win the game outright, or the or the Cowboys or Dallas wins this game by 14 points. Like, they blow the doors off of the Raiders. Geno Smith is awful in primetime. And I mean awful. In primetime games, he is 4-14 straight up. He's 2-13 straight up as an underdog. Of 138 quarterbacks to make a primetime start since 2013, Geno Smith is the 4th worst quarterback on the money line dating back to 2013. He stinks. And the Raiders stink. On top of that, Action Network pointed out this stat. Raiders at night, prime time last week, Thursday Night Football, and then lost as underdogs. They're in prime time the following week, and they're dogs again. Teams in that spot, 7-46 straight up. That's 13% of the time that they're winning over the last 20 years. And when that team is at home, they're 2-21 straight up. Now, you could say, Matt, those are all trends. It doesn't mean anything for this game. Fine. But it gives you an idea that Dak gets really good in this spot and the Raiders stink in this spot. On top of that, Dallas, 2-3 against the number on the road. Vegas is 2-2 against the number. They lost by 3 to Denver and 1 by Jacksonville. They've covered. I was on the Raiders last Thursday. I was on them to keep that game close. This game, no thank you. The Dallas Cowboys have lost 3 of 4 games. They're coming out of a bye. They have 2 new defensive players. They have an all-pro defensive lineman. They have a very good linebacker that's going to change this defense. Ashton Genty is going to have a tough time running the football, and thus Geno Smith will be throwing the football. Geno Smith to throw a pick is a very good bet tonight, okay? Him to be intercepted, pretty much going to happen tonight, okay? How is this not a blowout? I'm not touching the total. I'm just laying the 3 points and say, you know what? Sometimes I feel like I don't know what the market is doing. If you like the Raiders, I'm going to tip my cap. More power to you. I've been dead wrong before. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see the advantage. I don't see anything that tells me the Raiders are live to win this game. I think Dak Prescott and company comes out of the gate. I think team total Dallas over is a bet you have to make. I think their number starts at 30, and we go from there for the Dallas Cowboys. Again, I've been wrong before, but my goodness, Cowboys -3, 1.2 units down at -120. Again, I like alt spread to get some plus money on that. I think they win the game by 10 points or more. I don't think this is a close football game. I don't think the Raiders are in this game. I think it's a blowout. Dallas big tonight up against the Raiders at home here at Allegiant Stadium. Bet number 2, we go to hockey and the Vancouver Canucks, who are 4-1. On the road, Vancouver is 4-1 over the last 5 games on the road, 2-over. Over the last 10 games, Vancouver is 6-3-1 on the road, but overall they're 9-1 to the over. We just bet Vancouver in their last game against Tampa Bay to go over. It's the same bet here, even though Bobrovsky is starting tonight for Florida. Bobrovsky at home has a 2.15 goals against average. I'll give it to you. He's been pretty good and he plays every game, but he gives up 7 on the road against Anaheim and 3 against Dallas. His 16 goals here in the month of November is good for a 3.18 goals against average. But for Vancouver, it doesn't matter either goaltender that they start. Lankinen probably is going to be in net tonight for Vancouver. On the road, he has a 3.3 goals against average. In the month of November, he has given up 19 goals for a 3.64 goals against average. 2, 4, 1, 5, 3, and 4. And that one goal he gave up was coming in relief because they yanked the backup and they put him back in at about halfway through the game. They lost the game 5-3 in that game. And the game started by Lankinen here over the last in November, 5-2, 4-3, 5-4, 5-3, 4-3, 6-2. Not a big handicap here. We're going with over. And you can get a decent number. You can get 6. Florida and Vancouver, over 6 for 1.15 units. I think this is going to be another high-scoring game for the Vancouver Canucks to keep this train rolling for them here on this. Now, this podcast is being brought to you by our friends at Hard Rock Bet. If you want even more action going on here for tonight, you guys can go ahead and do so by heading on over to Hard Rock Bet and checking out what they've got for college football, pro football, NBA, college, NHL, and more. You could win $150 in bonus bets. Just place a $5 bet, and if it hits, you get not only the winnings, but also $150 in those extra bonus bets. You can also check out the Hard Rock Bet Stats Hub to help you with trends, streaks, and stats. Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook is the only legal sportsbook in Florida, but it's also live in Arizona, Ohio, New Jersey, Indiana, Tennessee, Virginia, Illinois, and Colorado. Hard Rock Bet offers new promos every single day. Download the Hard Rock app and make your first deposit today. Now, I'm going to bet two props tonight. One prop in the game for the Cowboys and the Raiders. Not sure what that's going to be yet, but probably it's going to be Geno Smith to throw a pick. That's probably going to be the play. But the NBA is with a full slate today. We're going to have at least one NBA player prop on the BettingPros app. Now, I've hit my last 2 with doing this. How we do it, we bet day of. We find the prop bet cheat sheet. We find a bet that works. You go and download the BettingPros app. Go and search at Sports Talk Matt. Click to follow me so you get the announcement, little alert whenever I put a bet up. And I'll put a bet up during the day, probably somewhere around noon Pacific time. I'll put the bet up, at least one, probably 2, one for football, one for basketball tonight on the BettingPros app. Again, search at Sports Talk Matt if you want the NBA player prop. We've done very well with this by taking the prop bet cheat sheet, finding a play, and betting it on day of. Same thing with the NFL. We're doing that here for Monday Night Football. So our bets for today, we're going with the Cowboys laying 3 at -120. Florida and Vancouver in the NHL over 6 at -115. And soon to come an NFL and an NBA player prop on the BettingPros app. Go and download it and search at Sports Talk Matt. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all my socials at Sports Talk Matt every morning, wherever you guys get your podcasts. It is the Daily Juice.